Hi everyone. Hello world. Happy brand new reality. Excuse me. I just wanted to talk about myself. um and the fact that I can feel so invisible sometimes. And I know a lot of people probably are, to be fair. Um but it's like I'm trying to market myself. I'm trying to put myself out there, and it's like I can't find, or I can't actually be found necessarily. Um, so let's get some backstory. So I've been on Instagram since 2018, and so I got my start in the paper drag community. Um, I began as, like, I think my name was Arbitrary Luck, and then I changed it to Arbitrary Name. Um, And to be fair, on my first paper drag competition, I got second place. So I'm very proud about that. But yeah, I was growing pretty consistently back then because algorithms weren't as brutal as they are now, I guess. Who knows? And then I wanted to branch out around like 2020, 2021. And that's when I noticed a lot of my reach stopped. I was growing pretty consistently, and then I plateaued hard. Like, I feel like it was like dun 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 dun, and then to this day, so since 2021 to 2026, it's still flatlined. Um, of course, there were like bumps, obviously, but I've been pretty consistently at 600 followers. I think I'm at like 620, six. It doesn't matter. I'm not even on Instagram anymore. But I might return. But I kind of wanted to branch out. I stepped into character design, and then I stepped into doing the 365 days of art challenge, and that was tough, both technically and in the fact that both technically and the visibility aspect, because I would be posting almost every day. I was trying to follow the algorithm at the time, like, don't post every day, do post every day. I'm like, I'm so confused. But I was doing the challenge, and I wasn't growing at all. Like, of course, a couple of my friends and people who follow me, they would like it, but it kind of felt like I was just throwing my art into the void, never to be seen again, or never to be seen by anyone. Um, and so I kind of got burnt out halfway through. I think around in July, July, early August, I kind of gave up in a way. I kind of started doing sketches. But I completed the entire challenge after I got out of that headspace of like, even if it's not for others, just do it for myself. And then I motivated myself to continue. Then in 2023, I took a break from social media. And then in 24, I came back, and I was kind of serious about writing a series. Serious about writing a series. Um, so in 2024, I kind of started doing like Mark Brunette's art school, and I found a lot of success there. Um, and then I think in 2025, I really got into Occult Urban Rumors, my first series, my manga. There's two chapters out right now. The entire series is mapped out, not only in my brain, but in my notes, from start to finish. So all I have to do is just write it and draw it. Um, but it was just a lot of work for one person, and I wasn't finding success like I wanted, at least. I wanted to, like, I've checked Comic Fury. I haven't checked in a minute. But I was doing pretty consistent numbers. Whether that's AI or actual people, I have no idea. But my numbers were really high. At least the only numbers that I were aware of. I never seen anybody else's metric. So I don't know if that's really high or just really low. But it was good enough. But it just didn't translate into actual engagement. I just wanted people to comment. Do they have likes on Comic Fury? I don't remember. But for the most part, I wanted comments. I wanted people to actually engage with my art because it just felt like, once again, I was just putting art out there into the void. Of course, I'm grateful for anyone who would take the time out to read what I wrote. Like, that's amazing, but it just felt like, once again, that I was just invisible. And then in 2026, I had like my spiritual awakening, and I planned an entire second series in 3 months, mind you. To be fair, the storyline or the idea for Imagination, my second series, was floating around in my head for a minute, couple years. Occult Urban Rumors was in my head since, I believe, 2018. I know it started around my second job, which was at Target. I remember it started there, and that was from 2017 to 2019 before I moved. But I didn't take it seriously. I was planning it, but I didn't take it seriously until 2024, 25. And then 2026 with Imagination, that one was just a thought in my head from my D&D group. And that one started in 2023. So we can say it started for a minute, or it was in my awareness for a minute. But I'm just all of that to say that I created an entire second series from start to middle, at least. That second series is going to be extremely long. Like, that's the one that I want to write for the rest of my life. But anyways, I planned that in 2 to 3 months. And then I wrote the first novel in exactly 2 months. Give or take. And so I'm like, damn, this stuff is just coming to me. Like, I was just connecting. I was using weed. I was, like, that second series is very spiritual, but also very, it's based on, it doesn't matter. I'll get into that later, but yeah, it's a very spiritual series. So it's not just, it's like a lot of stuff that I'm interested in, from spirituality to science to romance. And it's very based on ReZero. I'm getting off topic. But anyways, I wrote it like that. And I'm extremely proud of myself. I put it on Royal Road. And to be fair, it's reaching people. I think I had like 2,000 plus readers. Thank you all for your reading. And I can't keep comparing myself to others, but I was just looking at what other people were doing on Royal Road, and I'm seeing people get comments, reviews, and everything, and I'm like, even newer people than me were getting comments and reviews, and I'm like, the only comment I'm getting is that one, or not that one, but that same repetitive, this is a great story, let me do the artwork for it in the very first chapter. Like, don't even play. And then it gets removed anyways by Royal Road's moderation feature, so I'm like, okay. But it's like I'm pouring my art and my heart and my soul out into the world, and I just feel like it's just going into the void. And that sucks. I understand it's going to take time for me to grow, but it does suck to have no one really engage with your art. And of course, friends and family, the ones who want to engage, obviously I am more than happy to tell them about it, but it's not for everyone, and that's fine. But I thought at least I would find an audience online somewhere. But I'm still growing, I'm still trying, and it is what it is, because there's nothing else I would rather be doing than art. Of course, I understand that I have to make money until my art can take off and then support me, but it's like, if I'm not doing art, if I'm not doing my creativity, like, then what am I even here for? It's like, what are we doing here? And I'm not being selfish either, because of course I am not doing good deeds and expecting anything in return. But after, I think, especially in 2020, after I did my 365 days of art and I was getting nothing, that really hit me. And so I made it a point to, whenever I looked online and I ever saw someone with barely any likes, barely any comments, I would go out of my way to like and comment and share, because I know how that feels, and it feels horrible, at least for me. So I would go out of my way to help people, but I'm realizing I've never gotten that. I don't want to say never, people have, but to the point where it's just not enough. Let's just say that. I'm very grateful for everyone who did like, comment, and share, but still, it just feels like I'm invisible. Since 2018 to 2026, it's like my art never really took off, except during my paper drag era, which I'm very nostalgic for, but I'm past that. And it just feels like it's getting harder with AI being everywhere, and then the world going and down the toilet. And yeah, it's just, it's a mess. And I know it's not just me. I don't want to make it seem like I'm the only one. I know a lot of people are struggling through this, but talking about myself here, I have to I don't think that fixed anything. The video is almost over anyways, but yeah, I have to realize that I can't do anything about other people. I will help people where I can, but I need to help myself. And this video is a start to that. So thank you oh so very, very much for watching, and bye.